is a Decision 2008 special, the Democratic Presidential Candidates Debate. From the Las Vegas Cashman Center, here is Brian Williams.
And good evening from the Cashman Theater in Las Vegas, Nevada. Race was one of the issues we expected to discuss here tonight. No one, however, expected it to be quite so prominent in this race as it has been over the last 10 days. The question to begin with here tonight, Senator Clinton, is how did we get here?
Well, I think that what's most important is that Senator Obama and I agree completely that, neither race nor gender should be a part of this campaign. It is Dr. King's birthday. The three of us are here in large measure because his dreams have been realized. John, who is, as we know, a son of a mill worker and, really has become an extraordinary success. Senator Obama, who has such an inspirational and profound story to tell America and the world. So I very much appreciate what Senator Obama and I did yesterday, which is that we both have exuberant and sometimes uncontrollable supporters, that we need to get this campaign where it should be.
Well, I think Hillary said it well. We are right now, I think, at a defining moment in our history. We can't solve these challenges unless we can come together as a people. And we're not resorting to the same, or falling into the same traps of division that we have in the past.
In hindsight, do you regret pushing this story?
Well, not only in hindsight, but going forward. I think that, as Hillary said, our supporters, our staff get overzealous. They start saying things that I would not say. And it is my responsibility to make sure that we're setting a clear tone in our campaign. And I take that responsibility very seriously, which is why I spoke yesterday and sent a message in case people were not clear. That what we want to do is make sure that we focus on the issues.
Senator Clinton, in terms of accountability, you told me on Sunday morning, anytime anyone has said anything that I thought was out of bounds, they're gone. I've gotten rid of them. Will you now not allow Robert Johnson to participate in any of your campaign events because of that conduct?
Well, Bob has put out a statement saying what he was trying to say and what he thought he had said. We accept him on his word on that.
Were his comments out of bounds?
Yes, they were. And he has said that.
What is a white male to do running against these historic candidacies? Poor John.
I have to say, on behalf of my party, and I've said this many times, I'm proud of the fact that we have a woman and an African American who are very, very serious candidates for the presidency. They've both asked not to be considered on their gender or on their race. I respect that. I do believe, however, that it says really good things about America.
Each of you quickly. Your greatest strength, your greatest weakness.
My greatest strength, I think, is the ability to bring people together from different perspectives, to get them to recognize what they have in common and to move people in a different direction. And as I indicated before, my greatest weakness, I think, is when it comes to, I'll give you a very good example. I ask my staff never to hand me paper until 2 seconds before I need it, because I will lose it. And my desk in my office doesn't look good. I've got to have somebody around me who is keeping track of that stuff.
I think my greatest strength is that for 54 years I've been fighting with every fiber of my being. In the beginning, the fight was for me. Growing up in mill towns and mill villages, I had to literally fight to survive. And I've continued that fight my entire time in public life. So I've got what it takes inside to fight on behalf of the American people and on behalf of the middle class. I think weakness, I sometimes have a very powerful emotional response to pain that I see around me. I feel that in a really personal way and in a very emotional way, and I think sometimes that can undermine what you need to do.
I think I can deliver change. I think I understand how to make it possible for more people to live up to their God-given potential. I get impatient. I get really frustrated when people don't seem to understand that we can do so much more to help each other. And sometimes I come across that way. I admit that. I get very concerned about pushing further and faster than perhaps people are ready to go.
At this point, we are going to take the first of exactly 3 breaks in the 2-hour broadcast tonight.
At the tone, leave a message. We'll get back.
Hey, Brass Fire. A Bloomberg run hurts the American people more than the current candidates. Independents always make the campaign a mess because our system doesn't support a third party. They just split the vote and give us a president most folks didn't vote for.
We are back live in Las Vegas, Nevada, with the 3 top candidates for the Democratic nomination for president. We're going to try something new for this series, and that is the candidates will have 2 questions each to ask of their fellow candidates.
I want to ask Senator Obama to join me in doing something. You know, we both very much want to convince President Bush, which is not easy to do, in the remaining year to end the war in Iraq, to change direction. I want to ask Senator Obama if you will co-sponsor my legislation to try to rein in President Bush so that he doesn't commit this country to his policy in Iraq, which both of us are committed to end.
Well, I think we can work on this, Hillary, because I don't think, we got unity in the Democratic Party, I hope, on this.
Question for Senator Clinton. In 2006, you railed against Karl Rove and the Republicans for playing what you called the fear card. But on the eve of the New Hampshire primary, you said this: I don't think it was by accident that al-Qaeda decided to test the new prime minister, Gordon Brown, immediately. You were suggesting, it's been suggested, that you'd be a better president to deal with a possible terrorist attack than perhaps Senator Obama.
The fact is that we face a very dangerous adversary, and to forget that or to brush it aside, I think, is a mistake. So I do feel that the next president has to be prepared, because we are up against a relentless enemy, and they will take advantage of us. They will certainly, as they have over the last several years, continue their attacks against our friends and allies around the world.
Well, I think there's no doubt that we've been dominated by a politics of fear since 9/11. Now, some of that's understandable. We have real enemies out there. The tragedy in New York was a trauma to the country that it is going to take a long time for us to work out. And Senator Clinton did good work in terms of helping the city recover. But I have to say that when Senator Clinton uses the specter of a terrorist attack with a new prime minister during a campaign, I think that is part and parcel with what we've seen, the use of the fear of terrorism in scoring political points. And I think that's a mistake. Now, I don't want to perpetuate that. I think that's part of why we ended up going into Iraq and made a big strategic error that has made us less safe. That's what happens when your judgment is clouded.
That concludes tonight's debate. Thank you for being with us. Good night from Las Vegas.